Blog Talk Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it. Again! I'm back at it again, man. I'm back at it again, and it is time to talk Jets. A lot to discuss. Mandatory minicamps have come and gone. There's been a lot of good things that came out of it. A lot of people excited about the New York Jets roster. Some of the things that they saw at minicamp as well. You know, Mekhi Becton showed there was a lot to talk about that, you know. So there's a lot going on, a lot of positive things coming out of mandatory minicamp. We're also going to be discussing the New York Jets tight end position today as well. You know, has it been improved enough? New York Jets have also made a signing as well. Training camp's coming up as well. The dates have been announced, July 19th for rookies, July 26th for veterans. There's a lot to discuss, and we're going to get to it. Also, as well, the lines are always open, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. Salute to all the Savages. Brian Steele, Sofonda Cox, salutes to you as well. Good to see you in here. But listen, let me go ahead and get into it. Listen, folks, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. Listen, your boy's on iTunes, man. Oh, you know, I'm a lot of people listening. Your boy is on iTunes. Go over to iTunes, all right? Type in Long Beach Joe Show on there, all right? Hit that subscribe button, okay? Hit that subscribe button and leave your boy some feedback as well. I want to appreciate everyone that does that, get some feedback on in there. And I want to, again, thank everybody that listens to me, you know, via my podcast on iTunes. We're also on Blog Talk Radio as well. You know, say Blog Talk Radio / Long Beach Joe Show. Go ahead and check that out as well. You can listen to your boy, you know, on your drive or whatever it is that you're doing. You know, we talk Jets. That's what we do over here. You can also watch me live as well. We live tape the show as well. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to see this face, you know what I'm saying? I've been told I'm handsome. You know, I'm just telling you what I've been told. I've been told that I am handsome, okay, that I have a face that is made for TV, okay? I need to be on the big screen. I'm just saying. Anybody out there, you know, hook it up, all right? You want to see the show live? You want to watch the show live? You want to get into it with the Savages in my chat as well? Salute to all the Savages. Listen, come on over to YouTube. Go to YouTube, all right? Type in, when you come on over to YouTube, type in Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. All right? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. All right? I'm also on Twitter as well, YoungJ000. All right? The show's page is at The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe. All right? A lot of content, a lot of things going on over there. Hit me up. Let's go back and forth. We can talk about the team. We can talk about it all. Talk about it all right? Now it's time. It's time to talk about this team, man. It's time to talk about these Jets. But, boy, do we have a treat, kids. We have quite a treat, all right? One of the reasons why I do this show, one of the biggest reasons is to connect with the fans and the fan base. Just like myself, I'm a fan as well, you know? It's all about connecting. It's all about talking football with people. It's all about having these discussions. Now, again, we have a lot of people that listen to the show that aren't even Jets fans. But I want to be clear. We bleed green over here. All right, we bleed green. And when you bleed green, just like me, my Jets brothers, Jets sisters, I love it. And I want to reach out to you. I want to hear from you. Now, tonight, we're going to have a man come on, Mac from the Ohio Jets fan club, and we're going to talk to him about what he's doing in Ohio and some of the great things him and his fan club are doing in Ohio to help connect the Jets fan base. Mac, welcome to the Long Beach Joe Show, my friend. How are you doing tonight?
Joe, great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's good to hear from you, man. Listen, I'm fired up to talk to you because we go back and forth often. We talk these Jets, but I want you to explain to my audience, what made you become a fan of the New York Jets?
I go back pretty far, Joe. I'm older than I sound. I grew up in the greater New York area, about an hour south of New York. I'm near the Jersey Shore. And I don't know, I don't really remember, it was so freaking long ago, how I became a Jets fan. The Giants were trash then too, Joe. So, you know, I don't know what attracted, it might have been, might have been a few players they had, maybe the fact that they were building, but they weren't good. So I can't really explain it, but, you know, then the early 80s came along and they were a good team.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a lot. I hear a lot of different discussions from people about what made them become Jets fans and how, you know, they got here. A lot of people talk about how their families, you know, were big Jets fans, and that's what pulled them in. A lot of people didn't really have a choice. So it's always interesting to hear from different people, you know, how they put on that green jersey and what happened. Now, you're out there in Ohio, man. Can you tell us how your fan club came about?
Yeah, Joe, it's a pretty good story. Actually, I'm just outside Columbus in a suburb, and I saw this guy rolling around town in a white Suburban with one NY Jets on the license plate, and that license plate picture is on our Facebook page. And I'm like, who is this guy? I don't know any Jet fans. I got to meet this guy. So I took my kid to a baseball tryout one night, and there's the truck. So I'm like, hey, whose white truck is that? And I found the guy. So it turns out Bob is a Stony Brook, Long Island guy who went to Hofstra, and kind of started from there. Then, I don't know, it was my idea or somebody else's, decided to go the Facebook route, and, kind of been building it slowly, over the last 10 years. A lot of my members have come from personal recruitment, Joe. You know, when you're an out-of-town fan base, you got to do the work. I mean, if I see Jets or Mets gear, if I hear a New York accent, I'm asking follow-up questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I listen, Mac. I hear you. It's all about going out there, pounding the pavement, and getting people to join you. I get it. It's tough. I'm out here in California, so I know. Listen, when I see a Jets fan, I see anybody that's in green, like you said as well, New York accent. Listen, I'm asking you, hey, are you a Jets fan? What are you thinking about the team? How are you feeling? You know what I'm saying? What are your thoughts about Zach Wilson? I'm immediately on it as well, Mac. Now, where can people hang out with you guys?
Don't be a little creepy about it. You got to be aggressive.
Yeah, sometimes you do. Well, where do you meet up with people? Like, where can people hang out with you and the fan club? Where do you guys meet up to watch games together and have fun?
Well, I'll keep it brief, Joe, but, we're finally getting to the point where we need the place, but there's some obstacles. Me and a few guys will go to a place called Classics, which is on the northwest side of Columbus, but who's got the NFL Sunday package. But here's the challenge, Joe. Jets play at 1 p.m., and I got 3 teams ahead of us in line here, plus the fact the Jets suck. Number 1, Browns, close second, Steelers, and then Cincinnati Bengals. There is fans of all those teams here in town. So they're not showing a Jets game unless they're playing one of those teams. I mean, it's just the way it is. So the challenge is we got to find a place, with Sunday ticket and with a side room. I know some of this stuff goes on. We got to locate the place. There's no way you're getting it on broadcast or going to get sound at a Sunday ticket bar, with those other games on tap.
Yeah, I've heard from a lot of other, Jets fans that it's kind of tough to find a spot, like you said as well, when you're out of that, NY area. I'm a Jets fan. I'm out of California. I go to sports bars sometimes. I tell them to turn on a Jets game. They look at me crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there with Niners fans. I'm in there with Raiders fans and Chargers fans, but I find my way. I elbow on in there, and I'm always, kind of able to get to watch my Jets over there when I do frequent the sports bars. But I hear you, Mac. It is tough, and I hope you guys find that spot. But where can they contact you? Like, where can they talk to you on social media? What are some of the things, that some of the spaces where you can go back and forth with people on social media and talk to them about your fan club and everything that you do?
I got to get some people working on other avenues of social media. We need to get some of the young kids there's a lot of New York and Jersey kids at Ohio State, Joe, and some of the other colleges here. And I would like to tap into that young audience, but I'm too old and non-tech savvy. On Facebook, we're New York Jets Fan Club of Columbus, Central Ohio, and I barely managed to keep that going. And we got fans. We got some fans from Southwest Ohio, Dayton, Cincy, and spread out. But they're getting up and run themselves. Maybe they'll get to the point. I was really shocked, Joe. Went to the Bengals game a few years ago. I couldn't believe how many Jets fans were there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where they came from, and I couldn't talk to all of them.
Yeah. Now, listen, Mac, I'm telling you, Mac, I think things are going to start really growing with this fan base because we've put some things in place to really take the next step. Now, we've talked about your fan club, but I'm telling you, we've got to touch on this team just a little bit. I want to go back and forth with you just a little bit about this football team. Now, there's a lot of things that are moving and shaking right now with the New York Jets. We've made a lot of moves. Joe Douglas has acquired a lot of talent via free agency and the draft as well. And a lot of that talent is really about surrounding Zach Wilson so that he will be able to take the next step. When you look at Zach Wilson as a New York Jets fan, Mac, what are your takes on him, and what are your expectations for him this upcoming season?
Well, first of all, Joe, please throw in these guys in rookie year. How many guys succeed doing that? I mean, it drives me absolutely crazy. We couldn't sit him for 4 games and let him adjust to the speed and pace of the game. I mean, it's always counterproductive. I remember a few years ago, Sam Darnold, early in the year, he played 3 games in 11 days. You play a Monday, a Sunday, then a Thursday, and I'm like, man, this is drinking out of a fire hose. This is not going to help, not going to work, and it did.
So what are your expectations from this? I look at it like this. When you look at how we were set up, you take a guy as high as we took him. That's today's NFL, right? You look at guys around the league, Kyler Murray, he wasn't allowed to just kind of sit down. You look at other guys as well, that are around the league that immediately stepped in and were starters off the bat. That's just today's current day NFL. I understand what you're saying, Mac, but this isn't like the old days where, a guy like Aaron Rodgers gets to sit down behind Brett Favre. Other guys as well get to sit down maybe on the bench for a year, 2 years. I remember some guys were sitting on the bench almost 3 years before they got their shot to step up and go out there and figure out what they can give the franchise. But in today's NFL, Mac, you get drafted high in that first round, you're going to immediately be a guy that's going to come in and start. But I understand exactly what you're saying. But as we look now, what are your expectations for him this season? With all the weapons surrounding him, do you think he takes that next step forward and really becomes the quarterback, the franchise guy? Does he stamp his franchise, marker on this football team and carry us going forward for these next couple of years?
Yeah, Joe, I'm sorry I didn't answer your question. I've been obsessively consuming tons of YouTube content and articles, and everything I hear is the right direction. I mean, number one, the kid has the arm talent, but I've been listening to a lot of the stuff about how he processed information last year versus now. How they're really working with him to do the 1, 2, 3 reads and not try to take everything in. And I really think it won't surprise me if he's really good this year, but he's definitely going to improve, mainly because he's going to be in a position where we have so many talented players around him. All he's got to do is dump the ball off. I want to see some of the out-of-pocket plays and all that, but do a little check down Charlie and put the ball in some of these guys' hands because they're going to be able to do it on their own.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've gotten so many guys in, via free agency and the draft, so much talent added from Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, getting him in the second as well in that draft. But I really like some of the things that we did in free agency as well, making some of the moves that we did. Now, my final question for you, Mac, before I let you go, what was your favorite free agency signing?
Well, I was thinking about this, Joe. I really like both DJ Reed because, this kid is supposed to be really good. But I'm going to lean toward Lake and Tomlinson just because I'm such a big O-line guy. and Joe Douglas feels the same way. Your team starts with your offensive line. I mean, everything crumbles if that's no good. It affects every aspect of the game. And that I haven't watched a tape on Laken Tomlinson yet, but he is supposed to be, extremely physical, nasty. I did watch some. He buries people.
Yeah, and he's a guy that is definitely going to help us improve. Particularly, I know people talk about protecting Zach Wilson, which is, numero uno. You definitely want to make sure that he's protected, that he doesn't have to run for his life this upcoming year, that he doesn't have to deal with getting hit in PCL injuries. But I think with Laken Tomlinson in the building as well, what that does is greatly improve our running game. Goodness gracious, our interior running game was terrible. Our pass blocking interior was terrible, but there was no push. Greg Van Roten and Connor McGovern could not get it done on our interior trying to open up holes for our running backs. And I think that this year it's going to be a lot better, especially with Elijah Vera-Tucker moving to that right side, who's already shown that he is a phenomenal guard. And, Laken Tomlinson sitting at that left guard spot, who has unbelievable familiarity with the system because, he ran it when he was a Niner. So, Mac, you're talking and you're making a lot of sense, man. Listen, before I let you go, Mac, go ahead and just give all of my audience every single way that they can contact you and the Ohio Jets fan club, man, so they can join in just in case they're in Ohio, man, and they want to stop by.
I gotta get a Twitter up and running, Joe. But basically, go to Facebook, and it's New York Jets Fan Club of Columbus / Central Ohio, and they'll be in the same day. We just ask a few questions. You got to be in the area. We don't want anybody from out of the area. But and thanks for having me.
Yeah. Listen, Mac, I want to thank you for coming on, man. You have yourself a good one, my friend.
God bless, Joe. Take care.
All right. Listen, that was Mac from the Ohio Jets fan club. Salute to you. Again, if you're in Ohio, stop on by. Mac, he's doing his thing with the guys over there again. Facebook, search Ohio Jets fan club. They'll come right up, man, and you can sit down with them and talk. It's always good to hear, Jets fans connecting around the world, no matter where you're at. And again, it's tough, especially outside the East Coast. That New York area, it is tough to find other Jets fans. It truly, truly is. So, again, I want to thank Mac for coming on and, spreading his talk about his fan club with us. So we'll get to the lines in a second. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Listen, it is time to talk, all right, because the New York Jets have been doing some things. First off, the New York Jets have signed Michael Clemons, all right? The New York Jets signed Michael Clemons, who we knew, we took in the fourth round. It's a contract, $4.4 million contract. It has an $896,000 signing bonus. That's solid, man. Here's another guy that we drafted that we've locked up. We've been able to make sure things are out the way, and he's a guy that I think can have some impact for us. Everybody's excited about him. He's already been taken under the wing by some of our veteran defensive players as well, some of our veteran defensive linemen. And let me tell you, the talent with this kid, the physical ability with this guy is off the charts. I know that there's been some off-the-field stuff. Okay, we know that. That's in the past. I know a lot of people have gone back and forth with me about that. But this kid, if you listen to him, you listen to all his press conferences, you listen to the things that he said, he's addressed it. He says, hey, that's in the past. That does not define me. And he's ready to move on from it. And I'm telling you, the physical ability is off the charts with this guy. He can bring it to the table. And he's a guy that we can put in this rotation. And if he can get rolling with the pass rush, baby, him, Jermaine Johnson, Carl Lawson, other guys that we've been able to bring in as well, Jacob Martin, boy, oh boy, is it going to get ugly for other football teams. That's all I'm saying. So we're able to get Clemons signed as well. And there's just been a lot of movement, man. You look at mandatory minicamps. We've been able to do a lot with that as well. Mandatory minicamps is done, as we all know. But, Zach Wilson looked very good. There was a lot of positive comments about Zach Wilson. We've seen that he's bulked up, so he's definitely been hitting the weights. He's getting himself physically prepared, not just physically prepared, but also mentally prepared as well, which is big when you're trying to take the next step as a quarterback in the NFL, okay? He's talked about preparing himself. He's talked about he's watching tape now. He's recognizing things that defenses are trying to throw at him. He's not just recognizing things that defenses are trying to throw at him. He's also going back and watching tape of how other players reacted in similar systems that we have, right? He's looking how other players were able to react to those defenses and how they came out the victor. What did they do? What plays did they check down into? How did they handle the pressure so that they can, tuck the football up and keep things moving, keep the chains moving, which is huge in this league. If you are trying to be a good quarterback, a lot of people talk about the physical attributes, having an arm, being all this other stuff. But a lot of it is being mentally prepared. You look at some of the most mentally prepared quarterbacks around the league, we see they have great success, right? Chad Pennington, one of my favorite Jets players of all time. Actually, he is my favorite Jets player of all time. You look at Chad Pennington, he didn't have the biggest arm in the league. He didn't, right? The thing that I loved about Chad Pennington is that Chad Pennington was unbelievably mentally prepared. You could throw a lot of things at him. He would absolutely pick it apart. He would figure it out. He'd recognize what you were doing out there, and then he would bring it to you extremely off the bat, right? Not the biggest arm in the world, extremely accurate, though, and was able to do things and turn things up. So when you're trying to take the next step, that's great to hear. And there was a lot of positive talk about Zach Wilson and what he's done, and I was excited to see him. He made some great throws as well. A lot of positive things coming out of minicamp about him. Mekhi Becton also showed up, worked out with the strength guys. He wasn't out there on the field. He's still, they're still touch and go with that knee. He's still making sure everything is good. But from what they said, hey, he's looking very good, and it's looking like the knee is not an issue. I know that there's a lot of negative talk about his weight and all that other stuff. I think a lot of people are just trying to bash him, because we've seen Mekhi Becton out on that field. When he is fully healthy, he is dominant. There's always been talks about his weight. I remember last season there was talks about his weight, and he was posting videos every single day from the facility, and he was lean. He looked ridiculously lean, and people were still saying that he was out of shape and that he was going to be a bust and so on and so forth. So as things continue forward, he even addressed it at press conferences as well. He was asked by Rich Cimini if there was any other reason outside of him missing OTAs, because he did miss OTAs. Outside of him, having a child, is there any other reason that he missed OTAs? And he said, no, it's because I was having a child, bro. You already know that. So you see that a lot of people are trying to trap him into, saying things or making stories out of nothing. But when he was directly asked about, a lot of people talking crazy about him, a lot of fans having a lot of things to say negatively about him, calling him a bust, he actually had a shirt on that said Big Bust, which is crazy. He's changed his name to Big Bust as well. He lets it be known that, he's going to make those people eat their words. He said he didn't understand why a lot of people are talking the way they're talking about him, but he's going to make those people eat their words. Mekhi Becton is utilizing, all the negative words, all the trash is being talked about him. He is taking it. He's going to utilize it for motivation. So I can't wait to see Makai back out there on that field. I do think that he is, or he will be the starting left tackle for this football team if he's fully healthy. I'm telling you, Makai is going to absolutely wreck shop this year fully healthy. I really, truly believe that. We also saw Sauce Gardner out there practicing in the red mitts. That was huge. This guy's going out there, continuing to practice, get better at his craft. He said he wears those red mitts so that he doesn't get grabby. That's big as well for a young quarter to understand in this league. All right? You even breathe on a wide receiver today, and we all know what happened. Flag, flag, flag. Okay? He's not going to allow that to happen to him, so he's practicing in those red mitts, and there was a lot of great talk about him. He was locking guys up. I heard he locked up Braxton Barrios, and then he let him know about it. That's all I'm saying, A lot of guys turning heads as well offensively. Jeff Smith had a great, great mini camp. A lot of people talking about him. I'm telling you, I love Denzel Mims, but Jeff Smith continues to show out like this, continues to turn heads like this. Let me tell you, that guy might lock up that fifth wide receiver spot. You also got Garrett Wilson turning heads. Man, Corey Davis talking about how great he's been looking. Things have been really looking up for the New York Jets, so much so we've heard C.J. Mosley recently come out and say he expects, to make the playoffs. He's excited about a lot of the changes and things that the New York Jets have done with the roster, so on and so forth. He's a guy that's looking to make the playoffs this year. I want to hear from y'all about that as well. Do you think the New York Jets will make the playoffs? We'll be talking. So we're going to get to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We are taking all callers again. When you call in, I know I have new callers, all right? When you call in, please do not curse on my show. If you curse on my show, I have to get you out of here fast. I'm talking fast. Faster, we got Adam Gaze out of here. Get your ass out of here, Adam Gaze. Get going. Woo! Got him out of here fast, and I'm glad about it. Jeez Louise. Feels good to have Sulla in the building. You know what I'm saying? So please be patient. We'll get to everybody. We're about to hit these lines right now. Again, please like the stream wherever you are watching me from. Please share the stream as well. If you have not subscribed on YouTube, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. So first caller we're going to go to 516. We're coming directly to you. 516. Please give me your name, where you're from. You're looking like a new caller. And how are you feeling about Zach Wilson at this point, man? There's been a lot of talk about him bulking up, a lot of things that he's been able to do with his body. What are your thoughts about the changes that he's made physically and also the changes he made mentally to prepare for the game?
Hey, Joe, it's Dark Soldier.
What's going on? Hold on, Dark. Wait a minute. Don't creep in, okay? Because we all know what time it is. When Dark calls in, okay? When Dark calls in, we know Dark is a...
That's great.
Don't even try to creep in, Dark. Don't act like I don't
know.
know.
What's funny
is,
you,
bro.
I am not...
Go ahead, man.
Even though I say crew, I am not loud person. I don't know why. It just stuck with it. So, but yeah, great to speak with you. How's your Friday?
It's all right, man. You listen, I'm fired up. We're talking about the New York Jets here, man. I'm ready to go. Give me your thoughts on Zach Wilson, man. How are you feeling about it? How are you feeling about him changing his physique, hitting those weights, and getting prepared mentally for what, is to come, the next step forward? How are you feeling about it?
Oh, I'm very excited, and I think he's just going to show all the doubters, what he's really about. I predict in, his fourth year, he'll be top 8 best quarterback in the league. And what I think about it is right. You just hear, and some coaches are always going to say this, he's always trying to learn or watching tape, first one in, last one out. But if you just, listen to what everyone says, he's putting in that time. He obviously has a talent, right? We all saw that. He can run. He has an arm. But mentally, if he's putting in watching tape, then that's it. So I'm not worried that he's not going to do well going forward. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Every year I'm excited as a Jet fan, but this year just seems different. Like everyone's having fun, like a family, the coaches and Joe Douglas, hugging it out during the draft of Flight 22. That probably never happened in our lifetime in the Jets war room, So it just feels different. I probably said that last year. I'm guilty, but it just feels different. I'm excited, super excited. So
yeah. Now, a lot of us are excited and fired up, and like you said as well, I've talked about, I think that Zach can be a top 15 quarterback in this league as well. I know that there's a lot of people that called in and said, hey, I think he could be a top 10. You said top 8. I know that there's others that are looking at the situation and saying that he can be higher than that. And it's because I think we're all excited about what Joe Douglas has been able to do as well, right? How he's been able to accumulate talent via the draft, via free agency. Some of the guys that we've been able to get into the building, this is just different. I mean, you look at our wide receiver core, there's so much versatility there. There's so many things going on there, and that's going to be my next question for you. When you look at Garrett Wilson, man, how hyped are you about this kid? How fired up are you about hearing all these positive comments, even seeing some of the freakish catches that he's been able to make in camp? How are you feeling about him, man?
Oh, I'm super excited. I just love how, this just goes for everyone, too, the humbleness that they all bring. And, how Sauce Gardner was hey, first things first, I'm a teammate. I want to be a teammate, not just me. And Garrett Wilson brings that as well, So that's just another reason why I'm excited, because it just feels different. everyone's just like trying to work on, steel sharpens steel, iron sharpens iron, whatever that saying is. And no, just with Elijah Moore, what he said recently, I don't see how they're going to cover three of us. And I agree, right? Elijah Moore, he's obviously one of our biggest threats. Corey Davis, besides last year, he did really well. And now you have Garrett Wilson, so who are they going to double team?
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
I mean, there's so many weapons. Like you said, there's so many weapons. Corey Davis coming back, who I expect to have a bounce-back season. We saw him get fed early last season. It seemed like a lot of things with our offense was about getting Corey Davis involved early, getting the ball in his hands, and getting the offense hot behind him. And like you said as well, now we got Garrett Wilson. A lot of people, listen, Elijah Moore, who, man, I am a huge fan of Elijah Moore there as well. This is a guy that's extremely versatile within the offense. We move him around within these slot positions. He's also a guy you give a lot of handoffs to. We run that Shanahan offense. You look at the Niners, they run the same thing. He plays kind of that Deebo Samuel role, right, where he's asked to do a lot of different things. And I'm telling you, this kid is phenomenal. You go back and watch the game that he had against the Dolphins where he just lit them up. I think for 141, he went off against them. And as long as he can stay healthy, I think that was the big thing last year as well. Our wide receiver core was decimated with injuries from, Jamison Crowder dealing with injuries. We saw Corey Davis dealing with injuries. We saw, again, Elijah Moore had injuries as well, quad stuff. If he can stay healthy this season, man, this guy's going to be phenomenal. But another guy a lot of people kind of aren't talking about as much when we talk about this wide receiver core, Braxton Barrios. Braxton Barrios is a real weapon. Real weapon. Here's a guy that's great from the slot, all-pro kicker, all-pro kick returner. Give me your thoughts on him, man.
Oh, he's great. And it just shows, how the team is different because he came back, right? Not requesting a lot more money or shopping elsewhere. He came back. I believe it was a little less money than what analysts were saying he's worth. And he just I'm happy to be back. And yeah, he's always you could always count on Barrios, regardless if it's punt returns, kickoff returns, or making those third and long catches. He kind of reminds me of Wayne Corbett, that one player that you could always catch on, always running his hardest. I don't know. When I see Wayne Corbett, he's always just trying to look like he's running as fast as he can, and just very dependable, right? You could throw it to him, and he will do his job as best as he can. Not too many drops, So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking fact there. Like you said, dependable, I think is a great word as well, because down the stretch, he's one of the only guys that stayed healthy. You watch that game against Tampa. You watch those games. He was the only guy that was consistently out there. Again, we were dealing with so many injuries with Elijah Moore and Corey Davis being gone, and Keelan Cole, I think, missed some games here or there as well last season. Jamison Crowder's missing games. There were so many guys, but Braxton Barrios was the guy out there, and doing work from the slot, even when he was put outside on some plays as well. He did work from there. And then his kick returning ability really helped us too, offensively. But another position that I think has been greatly improved that can really help Zach Wilson is this tight end position, man. We've brought in C.J. Uzomah. We've brought in Tyler Conklin. We drafted Rucker, man. What are your expectations from this tight end position? Do you think we'll see improved production, more improved production than we've seen in the recent past?
Oh, of course. We didn't have. When was the last time we had a good tight end? Dustin Keller? Can't even remember
I was
how
about
far
to say Dustin Keller.
It feels like it was a decade ago. We were just for the whole, Mike McCagnon. We didn't have any tight ends, So super excited. That's another thing. If you take the Jets name off the roster, and someone looks down all the skill positions, we're a good team. We're a very good team, and we're young, and they're all working together, So I'm super excited. I think stay healthy. I think they could win 10-7. And another point I like to make out, right? Because people mentioned schedule, right? The schedule is so difficult. Yes, but 15 out of the 17 games we play, the other team either has a new head coach, new offense coordinator, or defensive coordinator. 15.
Yeah.
And,
let me tell you.
Patriots, right? They have a new McDaniels left. Bill Belichick typically runs, but still. So I think people are being too harsh on the schedule. Maybe it's just my optimism. I don't know, but
we'll see. We'll see how things continue to play out, because again, there could be injuries. There's a lot of things that fall out. But like you said as well, we're such a greatly improved team. We have talent in so many spots that we haven't had talent at in years. I think everybody's just so fired up about it now. My final question before I let you go, Dark, when you look at this offensive line, a lot of people are excited about it, but a lot of it hinges on Mekhi Becton. What Makai do we get back? Now, I want you to give me your thoughts on him. How are you feeling about him? Do you think he will end up taking that left tackle position and dominating this year?
All right. Well, I love Makai. I think he's going to come back full force and shut up all the idiots that are making outrageous claims and calling him fat, which I just think is totally wrong. And I'm on the fence on if he's going to come back left tackle or not, because Fant did such a great job on the left side opposed to the right side when he started last season. So I don't know, but I just know regardless what side, and if he's going to right tackle, maybe 2 games or so, then he's just going to start pancaking people. So I'm super excited. I have all the faith in him, and he's just going to come back, full force, and how we all thought he should be drafted.
Here's my thing, though, Dark. All right, and I'm going to give you this. I'll let you have the last word before I let you go. If Mekhi Becton does not win that left tackle position, would you consider him a bust?
No.
Can you explain why?
And just because you lose the left tackle position doesn't mean you're a bust. You're just not as good on the team at that position.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Am I thinking it too literal?
No, I'm
it's not like he's that.
Because I go back and forth with
a
lot of Jets fans, right? No, yeah. I go back and forth with a lot of Jets fans, and I'm a big Makai guy. I think he's going to take the left tackle position. But there's a lot of people saying, Joe, if he doesn't, he's a bust because we drafted him to be a left tackle. We took this guy to fill a big area of need. And if he cannot do that, and a guy like George Fant, who has been a guy that, has been a traveler, a guy that's been moving around even when he was in Seattle, he was in a ipso facto starter. There were guys that beat him out that started over him. If he's getting beat out by a guy like George Fant, a veteran guy that's been moved around, we still have an issue at left tackle. George Fant is a guy that's older. He's in his 30s. We can't depend on him forever. If Makai can't be that guy, then we're going to be still looking for a left tackle in this draft. And so that's going to be my question. Again, I'll give you the last word before I let you go. If Mekhi Becton can't win this left tackle position, which I think he will, but if he can't, don't you consider him a bust? Give me your last one on that.
And that's great, all valid points, but I still don't think he's a bust just because he can't play at the position we drafted him for. What about, and again, this is way above my knowledge, him playing right tackle and then, once Fant leaves, then he switches to left. I don't know how it works. I just don't think he's going to be a bust based on where they put him. If he's starting, then he's not a bust, in my opinion.
And I hear you. Yeah, that was kind of my argument back. It's hey, understand, maybe he isn't our friend. If he doesn't win that left tackle position, which, again, I believe he does, but if he doesn't, let's say he's on the right side and he becomes a franchise right tackle. There are guys in this league that are franchise right tackles. You know that you have your right side locked up for years to come. You know that you're going to have a guy that's going to be a cog on that right side for years to come. You won't ever have to worry about that ever again, right? I would love that.
Exactly.
If he can lock things down and be a great right tackle, I won't consider him a bust. If he's a guy that comes in and constantly produces and is going out there and giving us his all, he's not a bust in my book. So I hear you there, Dark. You gave us a lot of great takes. Listen, Dark, I got to continue to move on with these lines, man. They are hot. I want to thank you.
I appreciate
for
you having me.
Dark. Listen, this was a phenomenal call from you. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, my friend.
All right, take care. Thanks, Joe.
All right, you have a good one. Listen, Dark calling in. Dark calling in, giving us some takes. Salute to Dark Soldier for calling in. We're going to continue with these lines again. 515-602-9639. 602-9639 is the number. Call in. We are talking Jets mandatory mini camps, the fallout from it. A lot of positive takes about it, all right? We're also discussing the New York Jets tight end position. A lot of talks about that as well. A lot of people talking about Mekhi Becton, too. Please give the stream a like if you have not already, and subscribe to the stream as well if you have not already, and hit that notification bell. Share the stream, too, with your friends and your family. I love connecting with people talking about this football team. So we're going to get back to these lines. Next, I'm going to Rusty. Rusty, I'm coming directly to you. Salutes to you, Rusty. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Listen, Rusty, a lot to discuss, all right? As we all know, mini camps ended, a little bit ago, and been a lot of positive things coming out of it. I want you to give me your thoughts on Zach Wilson, man. He's bulked up. He's hit the weights. He's mentally prepared. How are you feeling about the way he looked out there?
Salutes, Joe. Salutes, Savages. What's up, fam?
Salute. What's going on? Wait, hold on. Before we get to these questions, I apologize, Rusty. Because
it's all good. What's up?
I'm so fired up about the Jets, Rusty. I'm so fired up. It slipped my mind. Go ahead, Rusty. Give me your take on that, man.
It's all good, fam. And with Zach, I mean, I've been saying it from the get-go, but it's not like that. I'm not being pompous with it. But I honestly see it, and he reminds me, hand to God, of Elway. And the funny thing about that is when, Elway started winning those things, he was in the Shanahan system.
Okay.
Coming out of college, too, they were identical size and weight, and they got the zip on the ball. And Elway, when he started hitting his stride, he was at 221. I don't know. I'm a numbers guy, and I don't know, man. And how Dark was saying it, too. What's up? Shout out to Dark, fellow Savage fan. And it's like how you were saying it too, man. It's smelling right, It's a different smell. It's a flavor that we're not used to. It's completely different. And how we always say, fired up for Rex. Rex was, he was a high burning flame that burnt out quick. You know what I mean? To where Coach Sala and JD, they're all on the same page. And it's like you're dealing with nuclear heat now. It's a nuclear power plant to where we were just on like jet fuel in a way. You know what I mean? Like it's a constant heat, and it's just building and building. I'm loving it. I'm McDonald's all the way.
Yeah, I'm fired up. Like you said, the coaching being a big thing as well with LaFleur, him being able to put things together. And, we're so confident in the offense because, again, Zach Wilson, things are changing around him. We're hearing about him being more confident, more decisive. Yeah, more confident, more decisive in his decisions. That's big. And, again, I think a bigger part of it is the coaching that he's receiving from Mike LaFleur, the offensive play calling. We saw LaFleur, as the season continued on, especially when he got in that booth, we saw the play calling really step up. We saw him just putting guys in positions to win. And I think that when you look at some of the other things that we've done on the roster as well, you look at this running back core, man, you got Carter, you got Breece Hall, man. Could you see LaFleur utilizing running backs coming out of the backfield a lot this season to really create matchup nightmares against opposing defenses?
Absolutely, as long as he stays in his crow's nest perched. Definitely. 1,000%. Just stay up in LaBooth, just be that guy. No LaField, LaBooth all the way. So, I definitely can. I concur with you 1,000,000%, Joe.
Yeah.
I could see him just coming out of the gates crazy.
Are you also expecting our running game to take a step forward as well this season? Because last season our running game was pretty bad, but when you look at some of the improvements we've been able to make, do you think LaFleur will have a renewed focus in our running game, really impacting, our offense this upcoming season?
Absolutely. It's a different smell, and I was hoping for 8 wins and everything like that, at least doubling our percentage. But, man, I wouldn't be honestly surprised if we do 11-6 or 10-7, and just how Mosley was saying, and it's a different feel, man. It really is. It's true.
So when you look,
I don't know.
When you look at our tight end position, man, what are you expecting from it? You know, hasn't been improved enough to really have significant impact for Zach Wilson this upcoming season.
I mean, you know me too. Like I'm a Ohio State's my team in college. That's my number one, you know, but I do like others, but my true number one is the Ohio State. So, I mean, just seeing him, you know, Ruckert's crazy, man. He's all over the place in a good way. He's smart, and, you know, like, I don't know, he made his I'll just put it nicely. He made Lloyd hold his pocket during the Rose Bowl game. It was, you know, so like, yeah, you're holding my pocket the whole game, and that's what he did. You know, he dog walked him, and we can honestly run a 13 personnel that would be scary. You know, we can bless the whole entire league, and if you're not paying attention, you're just going to get steamrolled, and that's that. Honestly, it's the way we're set up now and the way that it's looking, starting to see, you know, through those cracks that we're able to see, it's looking beyond promising, honestly. And our guys are getting confidence. Our team, it's a young, confident team that doesn't know any better. You know, it's great. They're like, wait, we're supposed to suck? We don't know this. You know, like that's it, you know, all gas, no brake, and it's catching. So, and Zach's looking the part, and everybody else is getting that swagger in a good way. I'm sorry, Joe. What were you saying, brother?
No, yeah, and even when you're talking about Ruckert, and you know, of course, you know, Uzomah and Tyler Conklin as well. I'll get to them in a second. Those are guys that clearly are going to have impact as well for a tight end wise. But when you look at what Joe Douglas, I think, was thinking when he brought in Ruckert, because I remember when Ruckert was taken, people were like, "Wow, the New York Jets got 3 tight ends. Like, what are they going to do?" Well, Ruckert is a guy. Again, he's a young guy that's definitely going to have some impact in the passing game. We're going to throw these guys out there. But Ruckert also was talked about as being one of the better run-blocking tight ends in this draft as well. That was another thing people talk about with his calling card. And so that, to me, right, lends an ear to, we're going to be running the ball, dog. Like, he was
dog-walking Hutchinson, too.
Yeah, I talk to people about this constantly was, hey, look, one of the reasons the New York Jets offense was struggling so much last season, it wasn't just the lack of talent, lack of protection, but it was because we could not run the football effectively. We only had one 100-yard rusher the entire season. It was Michael Carter against the Jags. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
And he was on the verge, but then he got injured during Tampa Bay.
Yeah. I mean, it was bad. And if you looked at a lot of defenses that came up against the New York Jets, it was very easy to defend us. Stack the box because they're not running, because they can't run, because Greg Van Roten and whoever else out there, like Greg Van Roten, Constable Governor, you ain't got to worry about the interior stuff. They're not, you know.
Van Roten. Goodbye.
Let's stack the box. We'll send heat at Zach Wilson, and we'll let the chips fall that they may. We're either going to blast the kid, or he's going to throw an interception, or it's going to be wildly and incomplete. That's what it's going to be.
Yep.
And that's why I think the New York Jets struggled so much offensively, because we were just unbalanced. It was the same thing every single time. I mean, it was crazy.
I mean, we off season hemmed that up like a sewing machine. So and then we got the Raging Cajun. I love that kid. I don't know his last name or his name, but I just call him the Raging Cajun because he is. He's a maniac, the right tackle. So it's great, and I see it too in like this type of fashion. So say we do the 2 years with Fant and do the 2 years with Tomlinson, and then we have our guy Makai, and then we have Vera Tucker. To where now when those guys leave, you can flip-flop them back to the left side as a left tackle and left guard. And now you have the Raging Cajun coming in, and he's a right tackle and a right guard. You know, he can flip too. So you can have him coming in at right tackle, then you draft, you just fun feed in those draft picks in there constantly with a center and a right guard. And now all of a sudden you're not reaching for things, and it's just goes right into the machine and just fits perfectly. I think that's what they have planned in a way. It's a fail-safe good thing to do. So then you're giving these guys big contracts, and then you flip it.
Now, Rusty, you done said some things, so now I got to go into it, okay? Because you said you can flip them back to the left side. So are you telling me that you think Mekhi Becton will not be able to win the Jets starting left tackle position back? Is that what you're telling me?
No, but in this way I see it as they're going to give it to Fant because Fant is a terrible right tackle. He is. They have to give it to Fant because he's a terrible right tackle to where Makai can go on either or, so it's only going to benefit the team. They have to put Fant at left tackle. He's a horrible right tackle. You're only lying to yourself if you don't see it that way.
But why would you put, again, Makai has not played right tackle at the NFL level, right? I know that.
No, but he played it in college.
He did that in his past before, and I get that, right? But why would you take Mekhi Becton away from the left side? I don't, George Fant, I think he played very well. Mekhi Becton, he was, hold on a second, Rusty. When Mekhi Becton, starting for the New York Jets and healthy, okay, and Adam Gaze's final year, Mekhi Becton was talked about as being a top 5 left tackle in this league. Damian Woody talked about it. You had guys around the NFL. Okay, I'm just because a lot of people when I say that they just be looking around. All right,
how I am. It's my guy Makai too, man.
Exactly. So why would you take Mekhi Becton off the left side and just give that position to Fant when Makai is like an all-world left tackle? Why wouldn't you just play him there?
Or behind door number 3, it's the Raging Cajun because he's doing really good things in training camp. So you can put him at right tackle. Yep. Now Makai's got the left tackle. So there's literally 3 options that the Jets can do that only benefits the whole team. And, Makai is that type of guy to where he's athletic enough and good enough to where he can play both left and right tackle. And I totally see where you're coming from. And, it's not a snub in the face, I don't think, to Makai, to where he's actually held to a greater standard. They're like, look, Fant sucks on the right side, period. That's just what it is. So he can only play on the left. So you're golden on both left and right. So you're just going to have to stick with us, bud. And when your huge contract comes, we're going to feed you accordingly. And you go back to the left side with Elijah. And then this is what happens, with the Raging Cajun. Or, they just say, you know what, Fant, we're not going to sign you. We're going to do what we got to do, and we're going to have the Raging Cajun on the right side with Elijah trying to help him out and just go with Makai and Tomlinson on the left. That's a possibility too. Who knows? The Jets hold the cards, and they actually have everything in their favor. So they're not at the mercy of Fant to where Fant thinks he's holding the cards. It's not that way. That's how I see it.
Yeah. I look at it like this. We're constantly preaching competition at every position. If you want to win your spot, you have to earn it. So, look, I hear what you're saying, Rev. He may be a better left tackle than right tackle, but damn it, if Mekhi Becton steps in and is healthy and he looks like he did the last year the Gaze was here, then guess what? He's going to be the starting left tackle. And, Fant, you're going to have to, go out there and compete for that right tackle spot if Max Mitchell or any of these other guys are looking good, if they're looking well.
That's what I'm saying, and I think Mitchell will outplay him. Okay. I do. The kid is gun-ho all the time, and he's always played good against Texas when they played him when he was in college, and he swipes his whole. He's just on a Raging Cajun, so he always gets looked over. You know what I mean? They always get blessed a lot by other teams, but they've been pretty darn good in the past 3 years, and he was part of that. And he started it off when he was playing as a rookie, so it's good things, man. And when the Jets release something, what?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bud.
I'll let you finish your thought.
Oh no, I'll keep it brief on it. But before the Jets released it on what he was looking at the insight on Max, and it was only good and promising things. And the kid fights for everything, and LaFleur really likes it. So I don't think they're really concerned about Fant if they want to play these games. Truly,
yeah.
So that's what
there's been a lot of talk. Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about Fant. New York Jets might be looking to extend him. We'll see what happens going forward. But I tell you what. It is competition at every position, okay? Mekhi Becton is going to be competing. He's going to be fighting for that left tackle spot. Whoever doesn't win that, you're definitely going to be competing for that right tackle spot. Now, let me tell you something, Rusty. There's been a lot of talk about Makai as well, a lot of negative talk surrounding him. Give me your thoughts about all the fans and media constantly commenting about his weight, constantly commenting about his work ethic, all that stuff. How are you feeling about that, man? Because that was a big fallout coming out from camp as well. he even talked about it where he said, I'm going to make the people that I'm paraphrasing, all the people that are doubting me, all the people that are saying that I'm a bust. He has the big bust shirt on. He lets you know he's very aware of the comments that have been made. He's very aware about how you feel about him. Give me your thoughts about him saying, hey, look, I'm going to make those people eat their words for talking negatively. How do you feel about the negativity he gets, and how you feel about the way he's responding to it?
They can go kick rocks with bare feet, split their toes, and then pound salt with those toes. So, like, that's how I feel. And, it's good luck. Good luck to you. He's one of those guys. You know how Eric Cartman would be like, I'm not fat, I'm just big boned. Makai can actually say, I'm not fat, I'm big boned. What do you expect? The young man's freaking, 6'7", 3'4", like, what? And he's moving like that? Yeah, he's like a grizzly bear. You don't see any freaking lean-ass grizzly bears. And when you do, that grizzly bear ain't faring too well. So, like, he carries his weight exceptionally well. And so, those people better watch out, man. Grizzly bears like to eat deer, moose, gigantic elk, other bears, So it's pretty funny to me. And I love it. He's pissed, and it only benefits us. So, yeah, I love it. I just hope he pictures Country Club Connor Hughes' face and that guy Dick's chimney to, as he's doing it. Just pancaking cats. That's how I roll.
Listen, Rusty, look, I respect everybody. I understand Rusty doesn't like everybody, but I respect everybody. But I tell you what, those who have talked negatively about Mekhi Becton, I'm telling you, when he comes back and he's healthy and he's out there and he's popping and he's doing his thing, he is going to let you know about it, because the shirt.
Oh, yeah, he's got a buffet for you.
He's hearing it all. Yeah, he's ready to go. And I'm telling you, he's going to make a lot of people eat crow and eat their words. Now, Rusty, my final for you, man, because you've been bringing the heat, bro. You've been bringing the heat. When you look at this wide receiver core, another thing that came out of camp as well was the performance of Jeff Smith. A lot of talk about him turning heads. We've seen him when he's been given opportunities in the past. We've seen him make some plays, right? There was a big connection between him and Sam when Sam was here. Again, we've moved on from Sam. He's kind of been all over the place within the roster, not given a lot of opportunities, but he's been turning a lot of heads. What are your thoughts about him possibly taking that fifth wide receiver spot away from Denzel Mims? If Denzel Mims does not perform, do you think Jeff Smith can end up battling taking that spot and giving us some production this upcoming season?
I think that he's going to go good for the battle, but I think Mims is going to come out on top. He's that mouse. You know what I mean? Like, the mouse in the mug with the milk. Have you ever heard that before? Yeah. Where they, the two of them drowned, but that third one just runs so fast, so hard, and it turns it into cream eventually and climbs his way out. That's Mims, man. Okay. I don't know. That's how I see it. But he's gonna get a run for his money. It's good, man, and that's crazy to even say. Like, we're playing with heart and talent combined now, and like you said, you better put up, because your position is at jeopardy, and I love it. Yeah. I truly do. But how I see it, I think, and I see all the Mims haters, and I don't blame them in a way. But I don't know, man. I'm a college football guy, but I've seen him in Baylor, and the way that, you can't, he's got heart and everything too. And that weight definitely affected him. New system affected him, and he wants it. He's a different type of, adapt or die. And he adapted so far, so.
Yeah, I listen, Rusty, I look, everyone knows I love Denzel Mims, but I think he's one of the biggest question marks on this offense, because
absolutely
a lot of people talk about the off season with him, and he had an illness, he missed a lot of the off season. But I'm like, dude, there's other guys that had issues as well that missed the off season, missed parts of the off season. If you look at Elijah Moore dealt with a quad injury. So did Elijah Vera-Tucker. Elijah Vera-Tucker dealt with a pectoral injury, and they missed, preseason. These are young rookies, right? These are guys stepping in, new team, new system, new league, right? They come into the season.
Absolutely.
Let's stick with Elijah Moore, right? Because we all know what Elijah Vera-Tucker did this season. He was phenomenal. Let's stick with Elijah Moore.
I love it. He exceeded my expectations already. Sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just had to throw that in there.
That's crazy. Did he or what? Like, he was great this season. He got injured. We know.
Heck yeah.
That stuff will clean up. But the things that we saw out of him, this kid, Elijah Moore, was able to get on the field. Yeah, get on the field, produce, do great things, right? While we saw Denzel Mims struggle to just get on the field, do nothing. We also saw Tariq Black and DJ Montgomery, we also saw Tariq Black and DJ Montgomery, two guys that came directly off the street, get on the field and have more catches and more targets than Denzel Mims. So,
true.
Look, I want to see Denzel succeed. That's what I want. I'm telling you. Everyone knows that I love Denzel Mims. But there's a lot of questions about him, man. And I'm telling you, I could see Jeff Smith, a guy that is extremely talented, right, that I feel a lot of people slept on. But when we gave him opportunities to go out there, he was making plays from that third spot, that fourth spot. We saw him go out there and be able to route up, get open, and be a solid set of hands. We've seen this before. And so that just starts to make me kind of have some questions, because I do think that there'll be a battle for that fifth wide receiver spot, and maybe Jeff Smith is the guy that could snatch that away from Denzel Mims. I'll give you the final words, Rusty.
No, I agree with you. I really do. But I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm a Mims guy, I guess. I guess I'm Mims biased, but I don't know. It's something about him too, and he's a hands guy, just the same thing too as well. But I don't know, man. He just the things that I've seen him do in college, and the little things that I've seen him do besides, like, in the preseason. But he was running on he was depleted, and I don't know. I know I'm making the excuses for him, but I don't know. Now there's no excuses this year, so it is what it is, and we're gonna find out. And it only helps us too. I mean, I'll eat my words and happily doing it if it only makes us better and gets us, Super Bowls. Not one. I want, I've been through hell with it. Same with every single one of us Savages, So I want more than one. I'm greedy. Yeah, I'm that greedy kid at the dinner table. Give me more. I'm gonna start snatching everything. Cake, steaks, everything. I don't care.
Rusty, I hear you, man. I want to win as well. But actually, before I let me give you one more before I let you go. It's a final question, Rusty. You are bringing the heat. Listen, Garrett Wilson turning heads in camp. How are you feeling about this kid, man? I'm telling you, everyone's talking about him. Everybody has so many positive comments about the way that he goes about doing business, his professionalism, how he's running his routes, how he's getting open, the freakish catches that we're seeing as well. Give me your thoughts about him, man. I'll give you the last word on that.
Well, just from, just watching him in college ball, I'd watch him all the time for years. But it was between him and Jackson Smith. That kid is unbelievable as well, especially last year. But when it comes to Garrett, he's weird to where you can't put like a thing on him to where you think you're going to get him, and he just slips right through. He's got, like you said, these weird catches, man. Like he just zones in. It's like he tunes out, zones in, and that's that. He does it's similar to like Clemons, how it does like the switch, and you just see him turn into a psychopath, which is awesome. But he does it so fluidly. It's almost like Harrison-esque. You know what I mean? Like he slides around, and then he's got speed. It's very deceiving. It's very, very weird. I don't know how to describe it, but when you see it, and he does it fluidly. It's not, he's terrific in routes, and the combination with him and Elijah, good God,
man,
and it's woof, woof. And then you throw in Breece Hall, and just Carter's, and then Ruckert, and it's wow. That's what it is to me when you just throw in the combinations, and people are going to see, man, he's going to have his rookie downfalls, but everybody else being on that high, it's not going to be as noticeable, but he's going to wow us. It's going to happen. It's going to be we're going to see some weird, cool things, man. I'm telling you that we've never seen before. So it's looking very promising. I'm happy. And not overly excited, not getting crazy, but, I'm happy. It's weird. I'm not used to it. It's like, yo, settle down, man. What's going on? So.
Yeah, listen, man.
I got to tell myself.
I can't wait. But listen, Rusty, let me give you a hand, man, because you brought some heat to the show, man. Studio audience, give Rusty a hand.
Thanks, man.
Give him a hand. Whoa.
It's a big one. That's too kind, Joe, but I do appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Yeah, that was y'all got to settle down, okay? I like Rusty as well. He's a good guy, but I am not paying y'all extra for that, okay? I'm not paying you extra for the extra time. Listen, Rusty, I want to thank you for calling in tonight, man. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right, my friend?
Absolutely, fam, and shout out to you and all the savages out there. Let's go Jets, kill it. Gangrene for life.
Salutes, Rusty. You have a good one. Listen, Rusty calling in. Rusty calling in with some fire. A lot to discuss. Listen, he said Mekhi Becton, put him on that right side, doesn't have faith on Fant to play that right tackle. Competition at every position, man. We're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We are taking all callers. Please give the stream a like if you have not already. Please subscribe as well if you have not already. Hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. If you like to give to the stream, the Super Chat is there. Anything you give to the stream is greatly appreciated. If you don't want to hit the Super Chat, my Cash App is right at the bottom of the screen. Some people just like to go directly there. Hit me in the Cash App, and I want to thank you or thank everyone that does that as well. Again, anything you give, greatly appreciated. So we're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639 is the number. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Now, next we're going to go to a guy that knows his Jets, okay? He knows his Jets, man. We're going to Steve. Steve, salute to you. I want to thank you for calling in tonight, Steve. Listen, Steve, there's a lot to talk about. Minicamp has gone on. We've moved on now. You know, it's gone on. It's past. There's a lot of positive takes that fell out from mandatory minicamp. Steve, give me your thoughts about Zach Wilson, man. How are you feeling about him? He's bulked up. He's focused, and he's ready to go. How are you feeling about Zach Wilson?
Well, first off, Joe, thank you again for having me on the show, and thank you for acknowledging that I know my Jets very well. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. So no, but the thing is, let me tell you, man, when I watch Zach Wilson, like in practices and at camp practices and all that stuff, man, he did get bulky. I mean, he's not like the skinny guy that we saw on draft night when he looked like he was going to prom that night. He looks like a completely different person, my friend. You know, his arm looks stronger. His body is stronger. He definitely worked on his mechanics and getting ready for his sophomore year. Definitely really exciting.
Yeah, it is. Now, I want to give me your thoughts on how people are talking about how confident and decisive he is with the football now within the scheme. How do you feel about that, man? The fact that he's making decisions so quickly and he's recognizing a lot of things that defenses are starting to throw at him.
Yeah, no, definitely. He looks like he's making better decisions with the football. I think the one thing he did say after when the 2021 season was over that he wanted to focus on getting the ball out quicker and not like holding it on too long because it could create problems. That's one of the key things that he had to work on, and so far he's working on it at camp. And hopefully in the future when we see it in games, we'll see it in games.
Yeah. Now, one thing, that a lot of people are talking about as well, my boy Mekhi Becton, man. A lot of people are having a lot of discussions about his weight. There's been a lot of negative comments made about him. How are you feeling about a lot of negativity that's surrounding Mekhi Becton right now from the fan base and some parts of the media, Steve?
No, the way of how people are treating Mekhi Becton, I think is absolutely disgusting. Like, the thing is, this guy's only in his third season coming up. He had a lot of promise his very first season. And listen, in 2020, he was by far our best offensive player that year. And the thing was, if anybody remembered last year, in the first game of his second season, he ended up missing the rest of the season because of that one certain player who's gone. And I'm so glad Greg Van Roten is out the door. Van Roten is out of there. Let me just tell you that if anybody remember, and if anybody watched that game very clearly like I did, any of you Jet fans that are listening right now, listen to me, okay? If you watch that first game of the year against Carolina, and if anybody saw what happened with Becton was playing so good in the beginning of that game. But as soon as when Greg Van Roten knocked him out of the game, because listen, I will always blame Van Roten for Becton getting hurt in that game, which was on the play where Wilson threw his first NFL touchdown. Let me tell you something. Looking at Mekhi Becton, the way how he is working out and preparing. And everybody's all saying, okay, Mekhi Becton, why is he missing OTAs? He had a good reason. His girlfriend just gave birth to a baby, okay? He just became a father for the first time. Now here is the encouraging thing. Now that Mekhi Becton is a father now, that is going to encourage him to be a better player so he can have a future for his son.
Yeah, listen, a lot of things are motivating him, but he definitely made it known that the negativity and everything that he's hearing from other people as well is greatly motivating him too. The big bus shirt with all the discussion or all the talk that he's heard from people, he's letting them know, hey, all these words on this shirt are words that I've been hearing from people constantly saying things negatively about
Joe,
me. He's going to be motivated with that, Steve.
When he wore that shirt to the media, I thought that was incredible. When he wore that shirt to the media, you know what he's basically saying? He's like, you want to call me a bust now? Now, why don't you wait until when I hit the field, man? Why don't you wait until I hit that field, okay? And then we're going to see it from there. Because this is the thing, Joe. This is the New York media and all the other fan bases that they just want the Jets to be the clown circus show that we were in the past. And as of right now, that circus show ain't coming back, okay? Because this is a whole new, different vibe with this team, okay? A whole new, different vibe.
That's what I'm talking about. Steve talking that thing. Yeah. He said, man, listen, he said it's a whole new, different vibe. So, in your mind, Mekhi Becton, that he's going to be competing for that left tackle spot, is he winning that outright, Steve?
I really hope he does. Listen, nothing against George Fant. I mean, I do like George Fant, and I think he had a good season for us last year. But can he have the same season that he did last year with us? That's the big question. I really hope Mekhi Becton wins the left tackle spot. And then maybe George Fant could move over back to the right tackle spot. Or maybe they'll put Becton on the right tackle spot. Listen, Joe, I don't know what's going to happen. We got to wait till when training camp comes at the end of July. Now, the thing is, Joe, you made a good point in one of your videos that I recently saw about the wide receiver position. And I do like where our wide receiver position is going. We got Corey Davis and Elijah Moore, Braxton Barrios, the addition of Garrett Wilson. Listen, it's going to definitely be a fun position to watch during training camp this year and when we get into the games. That's one thing I'm looking forward to. But the thing is, Joe, for this season this year is, and when the Jets go into training camp is, you've got to be healthy. That is the number one priority of this team. You've got to be healthy. Because if you're healthy, you're going to do good things. If you're in the middle, it depends on how healthy you are. If you're not healthy, it could lead to a disaster.
Yeah, and we saw there was a lot of issues when it came to health last offseason. We lost, some guys. We lost Carl Lawson. I remember Elijah Moore having that quad injury as well that costed him time as well, going into the season. So, yeah, a lot of those issues.
No, and
Denzel
Joe,
Mims, the guy that we were hoping, Denzel Mims, he had some issues starting as well because there was an illness. Yeah, hopefully we remain healthy, everything stays good, and guys can get into the season.
Yeah, and Joe, so here is my thing, because everybody has been all talking about, they've been asking me, so Steven, are the Jets going to be a playoff team this year? Okay, here is my concern about this. Obviously, this is the second year that we're under the Zach Wilson and Robert Saleh era. Here is the thing. It is going to be a challenge, but the thing is that the number one thing, like I just said recently, the Jets, as of right now, I think it's going to be a little bit tough right now for the Jets to compete for a playoff spot. Listen, I would love to see the Jets make the playoffs, and I know all Jets fans are going to say it, but right now, as of right now, Joe, I just don't think that we're not ready at this point just yet. Listen, I hope I am wrong.
Steve, hold on a second, Steve. Hold on a second. when you look at all of the things that this New York Jets roster has done, right, or you look at the things that Joe Douglas has done to this New York Jets roster, right, we just got done talking about Zach Wilson looking to take the next step next season, right? If he just becomes a top 15 guy, you look at Mac Jones. Mac Jones this year was a top 15 guy, right? Mac Jones wasn't stellar. He wasn't Aaron Rodgers, right? He wasn't Tom Brady, but he was enough to become a top 15 guy, and I believe he made the Pro Bowl as well. We got Breece Hall. You got Michael Carter. You got Elijah Moore. You got Corey Davis. You got Garrett Wilson. You got Braxton Barrios. We're hoping that Denzel Mims steps up, right? That'll be, 5 solid wide receivers. You got C.J. Uzama. Then you got Tyler Conklin as well. Jeremy Ruckert at tight end. Everybody's saying these are the best tight ends that we've had in years. We haven't had a tight end, step in and be able to do anything since Dustin Keller, right? So we're already fired up about the tight end position. You look at our offensive line. Mekhi Becton coming back, healthy. He's going to be healthy this season. We're fired up about that. Lakeland Thomason at guard. That improves our offensive line. Connor McGovern, still a kind of center, but the guard play is going to be better around him. You got Elijah Vera-Tucker on the right side. Stellar right guard, stellar guard period, right, in his second year. Then you got George Fant at right tackle. How is it that when you look at this offense that has been putrid, right, the New York Jets historically, offense has not been the best. You look at this offense, it's got some explosiveness to it. How is it that you can look at this offense and say that the New York Jets aren't going to make the playoffs this year?
Well, okay. Listen, Joe, I do agree
I'm
with
just
you.
asking. I'm playing devil's advocate, Steve. I'm just asking questions. Go ahead.
Listen, I do agree with what you were saying. But the thing is, this is also still a very, very young football team, okay? And, last year we had the least amount of experience, and we did get, and it's going to definitely build up into this year. This is the biggest problem that I have, Joe. It's our division that we have, okay? You've got the Buffalo Bills, who are literally one of the best teams in the NFL right now, and they're going to definitely be an AFC contender. Then you look at New England. Listen, here is the thing. You just can't say anything right now when that team is still coached under Bill Belichick, okay, who is one of the greatest coaches that lived into this game.
Steve.
Then when you look at Miami.
Hold on a second, Steve. I hear what you're saying, but we're going to be in this division until the end of time or until it gets changed, right? I hear what you're saying. Our division, the Bills are a very good football team. They are. They've ascended. We've seen it, right? But the Patriots aren't just knocking you out of the water talent-wise. They don't have some amazing weapons out there at wide receiver with the Patriots. The Dolphins, they've got Tyreek Hill, but they also got Tua. You know what I'm saying? Like, he isn't the greatest at all. It's Tua. Come on.
Hey, listen, Joe, listen.
Come on.
Hey, listen, Joe, listen. The thing is with Miami now that I was going to say about them, the biggest acquisition they got was Tyreek Hill in the offseason, and that's one of the biggest concerns. Remember, not only Tyreek Hill, they also have Jalen Waddle, who is legitimately going to be a top receiver in the future. Now, we've got Sauce Gardner. Hold on, Steve. We got Sauce Gardner, right? We've got Sauce Gardner, and we've also got Bryce Hall. We've also got an improved defense with Carl Lawson. We got Jermaine Johnson. So what? So what they got those guys? And it's going to be really hard to get them the football when you're getting smacked around. This is a different time, Steve. I'm fired up. No, listen, Joe. Here we go. Hey, listen, Joe. Listen, I'm trying to be as positive as you are. And listen, Joe, listen, I hope I am wrong, okay? I hope I am wrong. And if we make it to the playoffs this year, then God bless America. Okay? All right. Hey, listen, Joe, I love you, man. You're an awesome fan, man. And listen, I love all the Jets fans too. But listen, we got to see what happens going down the road. But the main thing we have to do is be healthy. Being healthy is the most important thing. Okay?
Yeah. Absolutely. Listen, Steve,
Hey, Joe,
listen,
Joe.
In, man.
Joe, hang on, Joe. I just hope that you don't hate my takes about this. I just hope you're okay with it.
No, not at all, Steve. Everybody has their own views. You know, I play devil's advocate. I want to go back and forth with people. Listen, Steve, I hear what you're saying. You know, I understand that there's a lot of Jets fans that are cautiously optimistic. You know, we still got to see how things are going to pan out and play out. Like you said as well, health is a big, you know, thing that's going to also help us as well prepare us into that playoff spot that we're all hoping that we get. But, you know, C.J. Mosley's come out and says that he expects it. I get it. But, again, we got to see how things kind of play out. Zach Wilson coming back in the second year. We've got weapons, new guys added in, see how they fit within the scheme. I get it, though, Steve. I get it. I just got to, you know, I got to go back and forth.
Thank you so much for having me on your show, man. Good night, man. Let's go, Jets. All gas, no break. Let's go.
Absolutely. Salute to you, Steve.
All right,
salute. Steve said, God bless America. He said, God bless America, man. You know, listen, God bless America. I love America. That was his rebuttal. God bless America. All right. I mean, you can't really argue against that, right? Listen, I want to thank everybody for calling in tonight. It's a good show. God bless America. It was a good show. You know, had a lot of great takes. A lot of people fired up. Salutes to everybody that called in. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Listen, I am the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well. All right, go on Twitter. YoungJ000. Again, YoungJ00. If you want to troll me, no issues. I am the troll that lives under the bridge. Follow me. I'll follow you right back. And guess what? Under that bridge, I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. At all times. I'll have that Vera Tucker jersey on. God bless America. The show's page on Twitter is at The Long Beach Joe Show, or at The Long Beach Joe as well. I'm also live on YouTube, too. We put up content on there as well. Go to YouTube. Search Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube, all right? Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell, all right? If you want to troll me on there, you can troll me as well. We'll go back and forth. Hit those comments. Let's go back and forth. And as always, people, when you see me in person, okay, free hugs for everyone, okay? Free hugs for everyone. The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen and call into the show. You folks are the absolute greatest. Again, I want to thank Mac from the Ohio Jets Fan Club for calling in tonight, spreading the word about what him and his fan club members are doing out there in Ohio. They're having a lot of fun. Please, if you're in the Ohio area, get involved with them any way that you can. Get over to Facebook, type in, Ohio Jets Fan Club, and get involved with everything that they're doing. So, again, I want to thank you folks for listening, and I want to thank you folks for calling in as well. You folks have a good one. God bless America. Peace.